A new FC 24 title update means new realism sliders and settings are needed, and in this video I'll be going through them. I'll be giving you guys the best realism sliders and settings to apply to FC 24 after title update 5. Of course, it came out a few days ago and I've been testing it out, and these are the settings that I believe can best make it realistic. Do keep in mind though that the sliders can only change so much. There are key engine driven mechanics that just cannot change, that we'd have to rely on EA changing, so please do bear with me. You can also see the gameplay difficulty on the top right hand corner, so you guys can analyze the gameplay yourselves and see what are the differences between world class and legendary difficulty. I haven't tested these settings on ultimate difficulty as of yet, because of course I test these sliders in kickoff mode, right? And of course there's no ultimate difficulty in kickoff mode. So to you guys who go on and try them in ultimate difficulty, do let me know what it's like. Do bear in mind that the sliders in this video are the exact same for both the user and the CPU. And if you go enjoy this video, please do drop a like on it and subscribe as well. I'd greatly appreciate that. But now let's get into why you guys are here. The sliders, we're starting things off with sprint speed, and sprint speed has gotten an update from previously being on 1 to now being on 8. I found sprinting, especially over long distances, to be too slow on 1. It's been on 1 for quite a while, but after this update, I felt like it had to move up a bit. We tried 10, we tried 11, but then 8 seemed to be the sweet spot. Acceleration remains on 50 because it's the 5th update of this game, and still they have not fixed the acceleration in this game, so do not touch it. Leave it on 50. If you do change it, the game's just going to break. You're not going to be able to defend, and the AI not going to be able to defend you. The shot error is on 65. The pass error is on 80. It was previously on 75. It's now on 80, just to make passing a bit more difficult. Of course, with any of these error-based sliders, you guys can adjust them to your skill level. If you find it a bit too easy, increase the pass error. If you find it a bit too difficult, decrease the pass error. Shot speed is on 45, just so that goalkeepers actually have a chance of saving the shots and not just watch them go into their net. And pass speed has been decreased from 33 down to 31. I tried out 33, but it was a bit too quick. I noticed in the pitch notes that they have updated the velocity of some passes, so this was definitely the case, and had to lower it down to 31. Injury frequency remains on 85 and injury severity remains on 35. After the last update, some people were telling me that they're getting way too many injuries in career mode and they had to decrease it. If anything, I'm not getting enough, but I think it would be a bit too crazy if I increased it above 85 or 35, so we're keeping it there for now. Goalkeeper ability is on 65 and marking is on 75. With the marking one, I think this one is a bit flexible. Again, similar to the error sliders like pass error and shot error and so on. This one could be changed a bit depending on your skill level as well, because I've noticed after the new update, the AI defenders mark much tighter. They mark much better, both positionally and 1v1. I'm getting a lot of situations where I struggle to dribble past the defender, and I've kept it on 75 because I just want to improve and be able to do it in the end. It's a very big challenge for myself, but if it's a bit too much, you can decrease it, but if, again, it's too easy, you can increase it. Run frequency remains on 10, the line height is on 50, line length is on 30, and line width is on 47. The fullback positioning is on 50, and the first touch control error is on 90. Again, I'll say the most flexible ones are the pass error, the shot error, maybe the pass speed as well, but definitely the marking. Try it yourself, experience it yourself, and again, adjust to how you see fit. Another thing I've noticed in the new update is the physicality of the AI has really increased. You know, it's more difficult to watch them off the ball. Having more physical players really matters. And overall, the game genuinely feels more physical. You know, you feel a lot more vibrations on the controller as well. And yeah, it's actually pretty cool. A few other settings to note that I use are I play with player-based difficulty on with world-class difficulty. This time that's going to be a bit of a change, and I play on slow game speed throughout the whole time. Also play on 6-minute halves. Now the player-based difficulty thing has kind of changed here. It's kind of gone back to the FIFA 23 version of player-based difficulty. Up until now, I've really enjoyed it on world-class, on legendary as well, but right now on legendary, it's actually broken. It's back to where the AI basically don't have any ankles with their dribbling, right? And the ball just moves around crazy, and they just run forward and look to sprint past your defenders, so on and so forth. So I'd suggest you play with player-based difficulty off on legendary and ultimate, but on world class, you can have it on to keep that challenge. And here's another thing about the difficulties, right? World class is by far the most realistic gameplay that you will get from the AI. I also try to make it a bit more challenging by switching on player-based difficulty. Highly recommend that. But I know at times it gets easy and you want to go to legendary and you want to go to ultimate, but I've noticed that as you go higher on these difficulties, you sacrifice realism for a challenge. And yeah, I guess it just depends on you. If you really find world class so easy, fair enough, go to legendary, go to ultimate. But I'd suggest you guys making the sliders more difficult for yourself. I'd suggest you guys making the passing, potentially go to fully manual passing if you find that as the most difficult form of passing or form of shooting or so on and so forth. You can do that as well, because you will be sacrificing realism for more of a challenge if you go higher up in the difficulties. And I don't just want you guys to take my word for it, so I'm actually going to show you guys what I'm talking about. Like I said, I play on 6-minute halves, playing on world class, slow paced speed, right, and playing with player-based difficulty on. You'll see the difference in the dribbling while it's on world class and the dribbling when it's on legendary. It's actually ridiculous. So here it is on world class, playing as Milan against PSG. Of course, Kylian Mbappe is a player that has player-based difficulty on. To those who don't know, it applies to the highest rated players of the opposition. So you'll see how difficult it is here to get the ball off of him. He is shielding it well, he's keeping it away from the defender, but he's doing it in a realistic manner. You know, none of his movements are ridiculous, none of them seem just unfair in any way, right? So you see here just good strength holding off his man and plays the pass off there. Really struggled to get the ball off him, and I'm okay with that. Another instance here, well, firstly, he takes a pretty poor touch. There's that first touch control error coming into play. But still struggling to get the ball from PSG. They're moving it well. The dribbling is quite difficult, you know, but none of the movements are way too ridiculous. In the end, we clear the ball away. And like I said, on legendary, I play with player-based difficulty off to prevent what you are about to see. All of the other settings are the same, but player-based difficulty off for legendary and ultimate. If not, this is how the AI is going to dribble. Tell me what this is. This is actually in slow motion. You see Salah there, just moving the ball around. This is in slow motion. It still looks pretty crazy, but now this is it in real time. This is what you have to defend against, and this is what I mean by this player-based difficulty thing is now broken after the new update. Before that, none of that happened, but now that's what we have to deal with. And this is probably the most underrated part of the video, the settings part. I always say sliders and settings because they are equally as important, especially with like the assistance levels for passing and shooting, so on and so forth. They really bring that challenging aspect as well. I'm not going to bore you guys by explaining each individual setting like I have done multiple times in the past. So if you really want to see me explain everything, you can watch one of the past videos. But if not, you can just pause the video and apply them yourselves, and then let me know in the comments how they work out for you. I'd say firstly apply them, try them out, and then, you know, adjust them according to what you're struggling with, according to what you prefer, what you like more, you know, so on and so forth. And also ask me in the comments if you want any help with anything, you know, if something is bothering you, if something's not quite reflecting the way it is in this video, if something is broken, maybe it's something that I have missed as well. Let me know in the comments. Let's all come together to try to fix this game. If you have enjoyed this video, please do drop a like on it and subscribe as well. I'd greatly appreciate that. I've been Cookie Crusher. I'll see you guys next time.